Hello, guys. Let's start with Chapter 30 of Loyal Pin Volume 2, The Returning. Right now, someone is holding Pilantita tightly, and she's holding them back just as tight. She's not sure how to feel about it though. On one hand, she's really happy because she's been waiting for this moment for so long. But on the other hand, she's a bit upset because the person didn't tell her they were coming. It's like all the waiting she went through was for nothing. It's strange how Lady Pen feels both happy and sad at the same time. So much that she can hardly understand her emotions. Kunpin, are you crying? Princess Anil quickly asked when she noticed the person she was holding tightly was trying not to cry but couldn't hold back the tears, making her body shake. Pilantita shook her head, but tears kept falling. So Princess Anil had to let go of her to see her face, as she was only staring at her feet. Princess Anil carefully guided Pilantita to sit on the long sofa near the bed, treating her gently as if she were fragile like glass. Princess Anil gently touched Pilantita's face to encourage her to look up and meet her gaze. She noticed Pilantita's eyes were filled with tears. Her lips were pressed together tightly, and her cheeks were wet from crying. Kunpen, please don't cry, my love. Princess Anil's voice was soft and kind, as if talking to a young girl. She gently wiped Pilantita's tears away with her thumb, but they kept flowing. I'm here with you now, the princess said, her eyes showing her worry for Lady Pen, unable to hide it. Kunpen, Princess Anil's face looked worried when she noticed Pilantita staying quiet. Don't you love me any more? When Pen heard this, she burst into tears and hugged Princess Anil tightly, pressing her hand firmly on the prince's shoulder. If I didn't love you, her voice was so soft and sweet that it was hard to understand. I wouldn't have waited for you like this. You came back without telling me? Plantita struggled to speak through her tears. Why are you messing with my emotions like this? You act like you don't realize how much every moment means to me. I know you're counting the days, Princess Anil said, as she reached out and gently stroked Pilantita's hair. That's why, for the past few months, I've been studying hard, trying to finish my studies early so I could see you sooner. It doesn't mean I wasn't eagerly waiting to see you. Knowing this, can you please forgive me? Pilantita continued to cry as she glanced up at the person in front of her. When her tears finally stopped, she suddenly noticed that her noble lover had grown into a mature young woman. Her skin looked delicate and graceful, and her cheeks, which used to be round like a young girl's, now had a defined jawline. Her dark eyes, which had always sparkled brightly, now appeared more thoughtful. Dimples on her clear cheeks when she smiles. What do you say? Will you forgive me? Pelantita didn't say anything, but she didn't stop Princess Anil when she leaned down and gently kissed her forehead. Then Pelantita moved closer and rested her head on Princess Anil's chest, showing how much she needed comfort from her. Princess Anil took the chance to hug Pelantita tightly, enveloping her in a warm embrace. Princess Anil's comforting scent seemed to calm Pelantita's troubled thoughts and make her feel better. If I had known you were coming back today, I would have gone to the airport to welcome you, Pelantita said softly, still hiding her face in the embrace. Then you wouldn't have gone to the publisher, Princess Anil whispered in her ear as she leaned down. You had an important meeting with the Kun Fakapan today, didn't you? You still remember? Pelantita lifted her head from Princess Anil's chest, surprised. I only mentioned it casually in a letter. I do, Princess Anil smiled calmly, a dimple appearing on her cheek. I remember everything about you. I never forget. Pelantita's lips curved into a content smile, unlike before when she felt neglected. She hugged Princess Anil tighter before speaking softly in a sweet voice. You're still as charming as ever. Really? Princess Anil smirked slightly before leaning down to passionately kiss Pelantita. As Princess Anil's warm tongue entered her mouth, Pelantita couldn't resist any longer. She had been longing for this moment, especially when Princess Anil gently guided her to lie back on the pillow, then moved on top of her to kiss and embrace. In that moment, Pelantita let go all her inhibitions. Your kisses are even sweeter, Princess Anil teased as she pulled away from Pelantita's lips, embracing her with longing. Pelantita smiled casually, running her fingers affectionately over Princess Anil's smooth cheeks as she looked into her eyes. Who can keep up with you? Pelantita laughed as she watched Princess Anil playfully rest her chin on Pelantita's chest. You're quite cunning. Princess Anil closes her eyes, enjoying the gentle touch of Lady Pin's hand as it lovingly caresses her hairline by her ear. You have come a long way. Are you tired? Plantita asked, feeling concerned. Seeing your face, all my tiredness vanishes, Princess Anil replied, moving closer to Plantita's sweet face. Just a moment ago, I leaned back a bit. When did you get here? Plantita asked, her hands reaching up to gently wrap around Princess Anil's neck. Why did your parents let you come and stay at the Pine Palace? I arrived late in the morning. Everyone, including you, was surprised because I only told the Grand Prince. Princess Anil said, smiling, until Pelantita also smiled. Mother hugged and kissed me non-stop for hours. Finally, father said I must be tired from the trip. So mother let me come here to rest. Thinking about it, I'm still mad at you. Pelantita's eyebrows furrowed slightly, but her lips curved into a small smile. You have a habit of surprising people like Westerners. Did you know that? Upon hearing Lady Pin's remark, Princess Anil chuckled for a moment. It's not just about surprises, Princess Anil said, tracing her lips along Pelantita's soft, clear white neck. Westerners also influence how I show my love. Pelantita tilted her head back, willingly accepting Princess Anil's affectionate kiss. One of her hands wrapped around Princess Anil's shoulder, while the other gently stroked the back of her head with passion. Princess Anil's hand slipped under Pelantita's shirt, but Pelantita's hand quickly reached out to halt her playful advances before things went too far. No, Anil, it's still daylight, my love. Daylight? So what, Kunpin? I miss you. Pelantita smiled affectionately as she noticed Princess Anil's stubborn expression. She leaned in to kiss both sides of Princess Anil's cheeks repeatedly, unable to contain her affection. I just want to talk to you to ease the ache of missing you since it's been so long since I have seen you, Lantita said, resting her forehead on Princess Anil's shoulder, holding her slender waist tightly as if afraid Princess Anil might vanish before her eyes. With what? Princess Anil whispered in Pelantita's ear, causing her to grin uncontrollably. Can't we let our bodies do the talking? It's not like that, Anil. Pelantita's face turned instantly red. Then what do you want to talk about? Princess Anil teased with a smile. Just random topics. Pelantita shifted her gaze from Princess Anil's shoulders to her dark, slender eyes. Like, have you changed your perfume? What? Princess Anil's eyebrows raised in surprise, not expecting such a question. My perfume? Yes. Pelantita's eyes turned from gentle to intense. It smells familiar, but it's different somehow. I have a variety of fragrances, but when I returned to Thailand last time, I only brought one scent. That's why it might seem unfamiliar to you. You're not implying that I changed it to impress someone else, are you? Pelantita teased, her lips curling playfully. Or maybe I borrowed someone else's perfume? You're reading too much into it. Prin- Princess Anil smiled, sensing Plantita's concern. I only want to please you, and I would never use someone else's perfume. I just wanted to make sure. Plantita adjusted Princess Anil's clothing. There's talk that many people are fond of you. Oh, about that. Suddenly, Princess Anil's face paled, her lips forming a faint smile, tinged with fear as she looked at Lady Pen. How did you find out? Let's just say Lady Pen's fingers brushed over Princess Anil's lips in a knowing gesture. I know. I still wonder why you never mentioned this to me. I didn't pay any attention to those people at all, Anil said. If I told you, I was afraid you would overthink it. It's no different from you never telling me about anyone who liked you. Princess Anil pleaded. Please don't be angry with me. It's okay. Without thinking, Landita found herself drawn into the warm embrace of the person in front of her. She hugged Princess Anil, who smelled sweet, and buried her face in her chest without hesitation. It felt like their bodies were opposite poles of the world, drawn together like magnets. But now that you're back, you probably won't see those people again. But if there's more, and you won't tell me, I'll be really upset with you. Despite Pelantita's words, she leaned in to passionately kiss the person before her. Princess Anil responded eagerly, pressing Pelantita's shoulders to lie back on the sofa. With captivating eyes, Princess Anil kissed Pelantita's forehead, nose, and cheeks before their tongues intertwined. Pelantita's mind began to go blank as Princess Anil's hand slid under her shirt, teasingly exploring under her breasts. Anil, yes, it's still daytime, my love. Pelantita's voice trembled as she glanced at the sunlight filtering through the now closed curtains. Kunpen, just close your eyes, Princess Anil said in a seductive tone as her slender hand skillfully removed Pelantita's delicate underwear. The sky must have been incredibly dark, no doubt. Well, with this, we end our chapter, and I'll see you tomorrow with next chapter, chapter 31.